And so I'm gonna do a live video. I'm charging my phone right now, and actually peaceful and quiet here. And I don't go there for real. I don't go there because I know where the Serrano family put me is in the mouse. So we don't deal with the Serrano family anymore. I don't work for the Serranos or the Wisconsin or the Todds or any family. I only work for my own family, which is the Sox family, SAUX. And I don't work for Kathy's family either. None of them. I don't. But I want to go off to explain to my own live video. So right now, I actually want to talk about a lot of stuff. I didn't get to finish the last video, so I posted it online, and now I get to finish the video. So this is where I feel safe, and this is where I do my videos. I was doing it across the room, now I'm on the other side of the room. But I want to talk about a lot of stuff pertaining to what goes on with the voices. We put all the voices in the washer and dryer over there. You see that? So that way we don't have to hear a bunch of kids here, a bunch of adults here begging their way through their kids, and then also the door. We lock the door every night. A lot of all the Native African Americans moved out yesterday. They used me to get out of the house, and they were never allowed back in because I'm Native American. I'm not African American. They did no African American transfer. They're supposed to only. I don't know what's going on. I don't even care. I explained that all in the other YouTube video, but right now this video is about today, which is August 4th now. They spent 2 days of my life when I'm supposed to be on a Thursday, August 4th, not on a Wednesday. Wednesday showed, nobody showed up for Wednesday. I'm on a Thursday, technically it was supposed to be yesterday, so technically today's supposed to be my Friday, August 5th. They're 1 day behind, because I don't like them catching up to me and actually being evil to Sabrina and Aaliyah and actually hurting our lives. So today is actually Aaliyah Sapphire Socks. Today is actually Friday, August 5th, 2022. And this is what the video will be named. Friday, August 5th, 2022. So with that, there's other people still in 2024 to 2028. I did take myself and my daughter to 2028 and found that it was evil there. I had to document my days to reach that far because really I'm supposed to be in 2028. There was nobody there, really. Nobody at all. And this is my report. There was nobody. Me and my daughter were there. We're supposed to be there. I documented it. And we were supposed to be there, and there was nobody there. Really. So I changed the date and went back to where me and my daughter feel more comfortable. When we documented less and use our cell phones and technology to keep track of time for us instead of me hand documenting everything. And it's supposed to be in the year 2028. So right now, me and my daughter are on Friday. Sabrina Maria Socks and Leah Sapphire Socks. No bringing Sabrina Cynthia wasn't with us, which is the married woman. We did not bring her with us because her real name is Sabrina Maria Socks, unmarried woman. And that's what it says in documents at Quinault Indian Nation. And the whole world is confused. Where's this married woman at? And she's no longer here with us. But I am alive as Sabrina Maria Socks. And my daughter is too, as Aaliyah Sapphire Socks. SAUX. So, I just drink all my documents from Criminal Indignation, where they researched my life as heck, and went to see how it worked. And so they did not drink it, I drank it. So my daughter gets to drink the next files. Um, right now, she could take a drink if she wants of the files and see what she knows and what she can find out. So they're located in Tola. It didn't taste that bad. It's just that I basically didn't like. Well, they had to research me a lot, and they only had time for one person, so I drank the files. And Aaliyah is the only person I invite to drink the files they have on me at Criminal Indignation. So with that well said, there is Aaliyah Sapphire Socks, a place where I did put them, and this is the lock we use to lock the door to keep them out. And also, I basically work self-employment. I'm self-employed with Sabrina and Leoland as a company. There's actually, I do have a lot of, what they call that word, where you shield people's eyes from seeing stuff. I forgot the word for it. Sandra Monroe came up with it. Well, not she did, but I did, but somehow. But there's a special word for where people on TV or YouTube or anywhere, people use like a way to hide a lot of stuff. I hide a lot of stuff at Sabrina and Leland because there's no people in there. No one believes me, so people were sent there and actually did find I was telling the truth. So I reported on YouTube, and so now that person doesn't really question me ever. They just want to hear the reports directly from Sabrina and Leland, which is a real place, because I said so. I take the power of positive speech seriously. If you have anything positive to say, I only welcome the power of positive speech in my life. So if you have nothing positive to say in my life, get out of my life. Simple as that. If you have something positive to say, I invite you. That's why Paul and the Wisahunts and Todd's have been kicked out. And I don't invite anyone with negative language, especially African Americans in the music. I don't. So if you have access to my videos, be privileged, because I don't really invite a lot of people who have stinking thinking or have negative speech like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I really don't. The only person I invite to be in my life is Aaliyah Sapphire Socks. SAUX. So I did see Aaliyah Sapphire Socks' planet. It's a beautiful planet. I tried telling her dad where her clinic is and where everything is at over there. But Paul kept asking questions. Where is it? Where is it? I told him where it's at. I gave him the address. Typed in the address. He looked it up. It was there. So he lost all communication. So I was the only person able to keep Aaliyah Sapphire Socks planet alive. Because I knew how to rebuild the planet. I was not going to do it for anyone anymore. I only did it for myself and Aaliyah Sapphire Socks. That's my special skill. That's my special skill. I'm able to rebuild planets. I don't do it for everyone. I only do it for my daughter now. So I don't do it for anyone. Nobody. That's why nobody's planet survives here. None of the planetary system. Because it's all turned into a piece of sand. They should have managed it well in space, paid their education. The parents should have paid, but they did not. So they're all sent to a piece of sand where I'm able to deal with them a lot better. And actually, they were only given a piece of sand by me, not by Veronica or the Serranos. Anyone who's done research in my life, which is Paul in the Nation, has the files. are able to find out, but nobody else. So if they didn't, because they weren't alive, they weren't alive. So with that, basically we move on, and we don't give people rotten teeth here, especially when they brush their teeth every day. Like, I really don't give second chances to no one except the Leo Sapphire socks. Really, you have one chance and that's it, and you get no more. And that's how I function, and that's how I work. And I'm pretty strict on how I do things, because only Leah Sapphire Socks at CUX has renewed her mind to work with me, because that's how I work. I don't work with anybody Christian because they weren't able to do it. Only Leah Sapphire Socks was able to do it. So, renewing the mind is what the Christian people came up with back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, where you control every thought that you have. If it's a negative thought, you reverse the negative thought and you put it into a positive one. That's what I do all the time. If I have a negative thought, I reverse it to a positive one. But Paul and Todd with the family weren't able to do that because they don't have the abilities I do, especially when it comes to remaking a planet, because I don't fix theirs. I just sent them to a piece of sand. There was a time in the year 2000 they did try to save Paul Anthony Wiscon's planet, but he became selfish, and so he sent him along his way after he seriously hurt Supreme Marine Socks and Aaliyah Sapphire Socks for something, I don't know what. So basically we let him go in the piece of sand to never return into our lives to rebuild the planet that was not working. It only came up with a space for all the sand, and just like this one big rock and a bunch of ocean. It was not Native American. It basically thought it could copy and be selfish and take Native American lives. The Paul Anthony was declared unsafe for Sabrina Maria Socks, SAUX, and unsafe for Leah Sapphire Socks, SAUX. So something bigger than him stepped in, which is capital God. It's a real thing, an entity in our lives. Paul Anthony could not defeat capital God because Paul Anthony thought that he could abuse kids. And so did the Wisconsin family and Todd family, which capital God declared no. And O means no. No. So he didn't get the point. Neither did anyone else. Neither did the cap office. Nobody. So I'm here in my own reality, despite horrible Mark, despite horrible Trushel, in the one lady in the nurse's office. I forgot her name, but I hate her. The mental health place got told no. Actually, everyone got told no to continue to abuse kids because they made the deal with my footstep cards and my other cards. So they want to go to casino cards, which I did not make. So everyone said no. You mean capital GOD said no. So no abusing, no child molestation, no rape, no nothing. Nothing no more. They were told no just every day. Because everyone's getting up and walking. And I walk too all the time. I need a maid, not a caregiver. I need a maid. Not a caregiver. I need a maid because a caregiver just wants to take over my life. And I don't need that. I need a maid. So right now I'm retired. And I make $4,134 a month. And I'm going to put my money somewhere else instead of the cap office, because the cap office was selfish and thought they could take advantage of me. But capital God said no. So the Social Security Administration thought they could take advantage of me by creating too many Social Security stuff for me to deal with, especially when it's typing my birthday. on the computer, and nobody's on the COVID protection plan except for Leah Sapphire Socks and myself, Sabrina Maria Socks. They have that name. It just they didn't publicize it because of the fact that too many people want to have Social Security, or because Sabrina Maria Socks has Social Security. Everybody wants Social Security. It was ridiculous. Someone tried to sell people, especially Social Security Administration, and everybody. So I put all of Social Security Administration over there in the washer and dryer. But 9 billion people in there in the washer and dryer, and my caregiver let them out today, and then my caregiver got put back in there because I did not appreciate her not honoring my wishes. If I'm dealing with 9 billion people, like I said, I am. Especially when my caregiver did not feed them 3 meals a day. And did not feed me either. So she failed, and so her planet got put into a piece of sand all the way at Quality Nation, never to return. And a lot of people do get sent to the Sahara Desert by me, where they drill oil. So if you did not make it past the Sahara Desert or anywhere else like the Egypt desert or any desert on my planet, you actually did not make it, because that's where they all wanted gas in the morning. And I sent the piece of sand over there, which is their planet in the planetary system. So I'm basically the richest woman in the world on how my system works. And I only share my fortune with Aaliyah Sapphire Socks, SAUX. And everyone gets put where they don't like because of the fact they harass Sabrina and Aaliyah, and especially the old people did. Tons of people did. So they no longer get to harass, abuse, or anything with Sabrina Maria Socks, Aaliyah Sapphire Socks, or anyone. So they got put over there. And the Sahara Desert, Egypt Desert. That's too many people for Sabrina and Aaliyah to deal with, especially when we're floating in space. And NASA got put over there too, the Sahara Desert, because they could not continue to harass kids so they can get power at the stupid NASA office. If NASA has any questions, they can speak to me like a normal adult. I do speak perfect English. I'm a Native American and actually take care of my planet very well. I just send a lot of people to do the work for me because it's too much work to do on my planet. We keep it in heaven dollars. We save up for heaven. And actually people who communicate with me actually do make it. But if they tried to make it without communicating with me, they don't make it. So communicate like the teachers taught us in special ed. Just communicate and it should be fine. So I communicate all the time through cell phone, telephone. But if they communicate behind my back or anywhere else other than where I request to be communicated with, they actually don't make it, because I sent all the gossip to their rooms, and when they got home they heard everything about their own gossip. So which is the whole planet except for the Sapphire Socks. So Paul and Andy was did hear all the gossip, so did everyone else in the rooms except for Sabrina Maria Socks and Aaliyah Sapphire Socks. So don't gossip. Communicate with the person. If you think something's stupid, you're not gonna make it. Simple as that. If you want to make it through me, Sabrina and Aaliyah, you're gonna have to talk to Ruth mcminds. That's the only person we require. Everyone has to now go through Ruth mcminds. Even Rebecca Aiken, Cara Sutton, Robert, anyone at the CAP office, if they want to deal with Sabrina and Aaliyah, all of them, all 9 billion plus people, have to go deal with Ruth mcminds. RUTHMCMINDS. Ruth mcminds, who deals with McDonald's a lot. And don't like the way she deals with McDonald's because she put herself in that MC, like MC Hammer. So basically, you all know what I'm talking about. I'm just saying I don't deal with that a lot because it said they speak perfect English, and later on they did not. So Ruth mcminds does deal with McDonald's for me because she does her job. Uh, so that's what she does, is she does her job. So I don't deal with any of my past friends, which is like the Chinoys. I don't deal with them anymore because they told me bad news and they gave me a full report. They just dealt with all my cash and tried to rob me and tried to say that it was coming for me, but it wasn't, and was actually after them. So if you're out there and you basically are dead with the Chinoys, I wouldn't, because it just says stupid stuff all the time. Um, But anyways, Aaliyah Sapphire Socks, I will try to talk to you as much as I can through this video. I just want to give you some helpful hints. I would appreciate a call once in a while. My number is 360-590-2976. And also write it down when you hear this video, or write it down sometime, because I'll post a number where you can call me only. This number is not for everyone else. It is only for Aaliyah Sapphire Socks, SAUX. 360-590-2976. And also, my number is not to be given out to publicity reasons, only to Aaliyah Sapphire Socks, SAUX. That is her real name from now on. Put on Any Nation still has to print out the paperwork for that name, because her name is no longer Aaliyah Sapphire Wisenhunt, according to my institution of marriage documents. And so, because that's what happened to me when my real dad and my real mom got divorced, is that the Sox family does not work that way. We don't work by continuing on the family name if they get divorced. We don't. The child goes with the mother, and that's it. So I did go to my mom, and my real dad did not make it, because I don't even know his last name. All I know is Perez, and it didn't work with him. So besides, because everything needs to go to the father. And for Any Nation failed, I was supposed to go to my mom, and it did. And also, nothing goes to the father. Nothing. Not even child. Nothing. So I quit on Any Nation failed. They probably didn't do a good job. Neither with the white people either. So I knew my own facts and what I was doing. So also want to talk about a lot of other stuff pertaining to what we watch and what we see. Zombieism movies or anything that are illegal on this planet, because the fact that it's too expensive. It doesn't become real. It's just outdated. I think those were set before God times. All because of strong saying and stupidity, thinking she can control everything when she just sent to a piece of sand in the Sahara Desert. So anyone who displays cannibalism actually is sent over to the piece of sand due to strict rules of humanity. So right now we're gonna go off to explain a lot of other stuff. Especially when I was doing Heaven School, only Aaliyah Sapphire Socks made it, SAUX, to Heaven School every day, because she watches me on YouTube every day, and am still alive, like Aaliyah Sapphire Socks said. Formerly known as Aaliyah Sapphire Wisenhunt, is no longer named that, because Wisenhunt and the Todd family did not do research on me and did not know the facts that I know. So, with them being outdated, left back in the year 1913, just like Sherlock Holmes left them, I am only here with my daughter, Aaliyah Sapphire Socks, SAUX. Everyone will see this video And even all of mental health services, everyone got sent back to Sherlock Holmes movie in the year 1913 by Sherlock Holmes' daughter, who I dealt with when I got in a car accident. I dealt with Sherlock Holmes' granddaughter. She helped me with my driving stuff, and nobody else was able to talk to her except me. And she helped me, and so nobody else did, but she did. And then also, I'm gonna also go off to explain a lot of other stuff. She did go in the washer because she did feed me 3 meals a day. She stuck back the year 2020, like where she was put, because she did not feed me 3 meals a day or help me in any way. She's not Native American. She's white and blonde, and did not help. So she got cut. She no longer gets funds from me or Aaliyah, no more, because she's too expensive. And I no longer join forces with her to provide some kind of stupid stuff like insurance policies. Really, she knows I work even when you type in my birthday. But I usually don't help her anymore because she just takes all the money and just thinks it could be used for dumb car insurance policies when I have no car. That's so dumb. So she basically didn't make it either. Because look where she got. So all the stuff in the house is broke. So and that too. Way to protect yourself with that. Deadlock. Door lock. Just keep safe out there if you're out there. The coronavirus is in fact people eating people. That's what the coronavirus is. By 2 teenage boys who may have the disease. They may have the disease because they got sick when they ate something gross from a white girl. And they did not listen to the lessons we taught them when we taught them where food comes from and that you go to the zoo if you're hungry. He did eat the zoo and he got sick. They both did. 2 teenage boys did. But we're not supposed to eat the zoo because no one was able to afford them. So they were only able to afford one person, which is Sabrina Maria Socks, who's been in business for trillions and trillions and trillions of years. And actually, I don't do everything requested of me because I'm my own boss now. I earn my right to be self-employed, and I only allow Ruth mcminds to speak for me because she earned the right to speak for me when she allowed me to speak and my daughter to speak. So now Ruth mcminds is now my emergency contact. It's no longer Rebecca Aiken. So right now Ruth mcminds earned her right to be my emergency contact for stuff in the future. Not for things in the past, just the future. So that way we keep safe and away from the coronavirus. She knows my food account and everything I'm about by keeping track of me and Leah. Not by Sabrina and Robert. Only Sabrina and Aaliyah. Shut up. So I will talk to you later, Aaliyah. And remember, I love you very much because Ruth mcminds would let me say that to you. And she would let me put them in the washer. And, you know, she helped me today. And so we're going to give her a privilege to be our emergency contact if we need anything. And Aaliyah, write this down because you'll need the number to call her. And just say you're Sabrina's daughter. Her number is 360-276-4335. And I'm the only person who remembers that number after all these years since I was a little girl. So if you call that number, it still works. You do have the phone book. She's in the phone book too. Her name is Ruth mcminds, and she doesn't give the number out very often. But remember, she's the only person who gave us freedom of speech to talk for a long time, for the next 50 years, and gave us freedom of car, transportation, and housing for the next 50 years for Sabrina Maria socks and Aaliyah Sapphire socks. And she knew my system, and so she honored the system very well. And then also, she knows if she has stinking thinking to not be putting all the stinking thinking on certain people. So, and also, Aaliyah, I love you. Call me once in a while. Email me or something. I'm not on Facebook anymore. I'm not on Facebook Messenger. I'm only on YouTube. So if you physically call me, pick up the phone. I know your phone don't work, so I have to get you a new phone. You probably deserve a $2,000 phone. How far you are technology-wise. So there's plenty of money back here, and also they leave everything behind with all the money. That's what Ruth and Wine says. That's what they really do. So Aaliyah gets a